Hello, welcome. And how's everybody doing? First thing I want to do, I forgot to tweet out the show here, so I better say, come on by. Tweet out your people. Come on by. On now. How's that? So, I don't know how else to promote except Twitter. You guys know? I don't know. Everybody's like, I didn't know you were going live. I missed it. But I'm not really sure. I put my little thing on locals, and then I put my little thing on Twitter. Oh, Belle of the Bayou, Kaiser Pineapple. Well, that's an old comment in over here in YouTube land. And Belle of the Bayou. Can you hear me, Belle? Let's see. Yes. Okay. Live chat on YouTube is off. Okay, let me see if I can fix all these technicals. So I have it set for kids. Okay, I got to change that. YouTube Studio. Let me see if I can fix it on the fly. Boy, am I getting to be a real professional streamer or what? For kids. Yes, it's oh no, it's not going to save. Okay. No restrictions. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for make sure I'm doing my job as the YouTube as your YouTube host. Okay, anyways, let's get going here. I have a lot of stuff. I've been really worn out and I needed to take a break and I'm feeling a little better. So I've been wanting, I'm like, I'm going to ease my way back in a little bit. We're free, Unix. Good to see you. Ah, yes, Timons and Henna, Matt Self. Okay, so I freed you. See there, I free my people. Anyway, I've been really Slidey Pies here, Alembic. Just trying to get a little breath and get my head straight. I just got worn out and stressed out and exhausted and needed to take a break. And this is still, I'm sort of still in break mode, but got to get it back together at one point because I'm not retired just yet. And I have a whole pile of movies here that I thought that we'd go through. They're really not in too much of order. I put the last movie at the bottom. There's some oddball ones in here, and there's quite an odd collection. But I thought we'd start with Halloween and like some good like family fun, wholesome movies. There's so much junk on the internet. Boy, I tell you, I've been looking and there's people that are just in the world and the culture is so full of garbage. I'm just not pleased. And so I'm like, well, there is stuff that's out there that's worth watching that you can sit down with your wife and your son and your family, your parents, and watch a movie and not be horrified. Right? I mean, isn't that fair enough? I think so. And so I got a couple, let me see. I got a couple, I'll say, let's go start with like Halloween, a couple Halloween movies. And these are odd. This is all kind of odd. These are just movies that I like that I wouldn't be ashamed sitting there with anybody, like wife, a friend, first time, if you had a girlfriend or you had a boyfriend or whatever, or you had, your children or your parents, you wouldn't mind sitting down and watching a movie. Hey, Steph, great to see you. Steph, the altar nerd. Oh, and before we get started, usually I save the promos till the end, but I will tell you next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday, I'm going to have the big Brucey the One-Eyed Wonder Dog release party. The book is just about done. I'm going to be sending it to the printer probably tomorrow. And then it'll take about a week to 10 days to get it all rounded up. Those are good. I didn't do any animated features. Catherine, the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is good in any day. There's a lot of animated features, but I'm staying away from animated. This is like real movies. Not that animated features aren't real movies, but I thought that's a separate category. So what was I saying? So, and at the end here, I'll show you. I will say that Steph, you're a hero. I'm going to invite some special people. Jeff's going to host it on his channel. And then we're going to have a big release party. We're going to try to really sell the books. Because let me tell you, I need to sell these books or my wife's going to shut me down from ever writing a book again. And I'm really, really happy with the way Brucey came out. It is phenomenal, phenomenal, and it exceeded my wildest expectations. It will be as good a children's book as you will ever buy anywhere. You'll ever read anywhere. It will be the best. Steph, it's got a really good. There's some good stuff here. The Brucey party is not this Friday. It's the following Friday. So Jeff is going to host it over Legal Vices, and we're going to have a big party. And at the end of this stream, I'm going to show you some of the layouts that I've got a lot of professionals. Part of it is Steph got it funded along with Aussie and some of my big supporters here, like Let's Go Brandon and FinPat and Matt Self, who really kicked it up another level. And Force Vices was involved to get it fully funded so that I could go out and find the best artist to render these things. And it cost a lot of money to get the artist that I wanted. It was like, cost be damned. I'm going to get the artist I want, and I'm going to get the layout person that I want. And we're going to do a top. And I will say the pre-orders, I guess the commercial goes up front. You got to listen to it because I'm so excited about it. The book, if you pre-order, the pre-orders will all be hardcovers. It will all be printed on 100-pound gloss paper, which is the highest quality paper. It's completely full color front to back. So if you order the pre-orders will all be hardcovers, which is $9 a book, so extra. So it's a big boost, but it's really, I want you all to have something that is the best that I can possibly do. And I always tell people, do your best. And, that's part of my religious conviction, is to do your best in all things. And this book will be the best I can possibly make it for you. And you will see when you get it in your hand, you'll be able to compare it to other books and see what you really think. So we'll see at the end. I'll show you some, so you see what's going on, because it's top notch. All right, so let's talk about movies a little bit. So what is the concept here? And it's funny, Chandler Remington. I was thinking to have her on, and her idea of a date movie was Eraserhead. It's like that is off the mark. I think she was pulling my leg, but regardless, I just have a big pile of movies I want to talk to you about. Oh, and we have Jackson here, so Rumble Rants will feed Jackson. All right, Jackson. You want to see Jackson? There's Jackson, right? He wants a treat. Rumble Rants only, or super chats. Okay, Halloween movies. Ready? First two movies. The first one, and I gotta say, I hate this guy generally, but Johnny Depp has a good movie called Edward Scissorhands. One good movie I like by him, and this is a good movie. It's a fun movie. It's a little bit dark, it's a Halloween type movie, but very bizarre, very strange. But you can watch this with your family. You can watch this with your date. You can watch this with your parents. Parents might think it's kind of goofy or whatever, but it's not a bad movie, and it doesn't have any gratuitous scenes, gratuitous violence or sex or any of that stuff. So first Halloween movie that fits this is Edward Scissorhands, and this next one is a little more obscure, and that is called Murder by Death. Does anybody know Murder by Death? This is and it's not, I don't know if it's quite the Halloween movie, but it's a Neil Simon movie. And listen to this lineup: Truman Capote, Peter Falk, Alec Guinness, David Niven, Peter Sellers. Come on. But this is a really fun movie. If you haven't seen it, it's kind of a knockoff on all these what do you call it, like murder mystery novels that are so absurd. It's funny. It's a comedy. It's kind of a takeoff. Like this guy, it's Peter Falk. He's playing like Sam Diamond, the investigator, and Fu Manchu, or what's his Peter Sellers. It's just a silly movie that it's twisted, and it's a send up. It's a comedy based on murder mysteries. So it's a little bit of there's a lot of good lines. When I was a kid, we used to watch this. My son used to watch this over and over again. So good movie worth watching if you haven't seen it before. So those are my first two start offs. Kind of get the concept here, right? Okay, Murder by Death. Okay, the next one's going to be, I'm going to say, a more modern movie. And I've got two movies that fit this category. And these are movies that I've recently watched and recently enjoyed. Maybe not like brand new modern. In fact, when is this one? And again, these are a little oddball. So you may not like them. You may like them. The first one is called Napoleon Dynamite. It's rather straight. There's not a lot of gratuitous sex or violence in this movie. It's a silly comedy movie. I will say this is a movie that I have changed 180 degrees on. When I first saw this movie, I didn't like it. But when I clued in, when I finally cued in, oh, there's Jackson over there. Give me a treat. When I first saw it, I didn't like it. But the more you watch it, the funnier it is. And it's a send up. This guy is such a great actor, whoever does this. And again, there's a lot of great moments, funny moments, very enjoyable movie. Relaxed, it's silly, it's not vulgar, it's not over gratuitous violence or sex or any of that. It's just a funny little story set in Idaho, so it's not Hollywood production. And I just really like this movie. But I'd say this is more of a modern movie that I liked. And then here's another one that sort of fits that category. That's kind of twisted, bizarre. Grand Budapest Hotel. Very silly movie. And it's about this old world hotel and about how it gets owned and bought. And it's a little cartoony, but it's real live action movie. What's the director's name on this one? Wes Anderson is the movie. He's a Wes Anderson movie. And I think this is Wes Anderson. It's a little odd. What's the name of this actor in here that's so good? Willem Dafoe, Ralph Fiennes. It's Ralph Fiennes' movie. He's kind of, I'd say, the star on this. Jeff Goldblum, Harvey Keitel, William Dafoe, Jude Law. Bill Murray's in this too, right? I remember Bill Murray. It's a sweet movie that you could, again, watch with family, friends, parents, and not be embarrassed by any particular scene. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the kind of good for all occasions, non-controversial, but quirky and good movie. See, are we getting soon here? Okay, we gotten in the swing. All right. Now I'm going to go to the oldest movie, I'd say. Let me see. How are we going to do this? This one just stuck out as a more serious movie. So those are comedies, right? This one's more serious, but a great movie. And there's a lot of movies that would fit into this category, I'd say. But it's called The Hustler with Paul Newman and Jackie Gleason, about pool and about Minnesota Fats. Lord of the Ree. Hey, Lord of the Ree, $5 Rumble Rant. Have you seen Peanut Butter Falcon? No. Most of the wholesome movies I've ever seen. God bless Ozzy Rumble Chat, and God bless America. God bless America. Yeah, there's so much nastiness in the internet, and we need some wholesome entertainment, right? So, I guess that gets Jackson a treat. $5 Rumble Rant. Oh, and Slidey Pie, thanks for putting up with me. Yes, Slidey Pie. Okay, here we go. Here, up here. We got we go about here. Ow. He snaps. Okay. So thank you for the Rumble Rants. The Hustler is a good movie. And this is a more serious movie, introspective about the pool shark, Paul Newman, young, good-looking guy, George C. Scott, Jackie Gleason, and he's Fast Eddie Falcon. This is, I'd kind of put this in the category of like kind of good old movies that maybe there's a lot that would fit into this, like Casablanca, but this one doesn't require as much. It's a much more straightforward movie. So if you have your older folks or younger folks, and everybody will be able to kind of keep up, right? Great movie, Hustler. All right, now I'm going to go into Oh boy, all of these kind of fit under this. I've got 4 movies here that fit into the same category, and I'm not sure what that category is. I don't know. I don't even know how to categorize these, but you just help me out here. I'll just say they're good movies. They're wholesome movies. There's not violence. There's not a lot of stuff. There might be here or there, but it's nothing that's hit you over the head. All right, we're tuned in. Oh, rabbit, puppy treats, more puppy treats. All right, Jackson doesn't object. Thank you for the puppy treats. This is see, look at that. This is he loves these power bites. Jackson, you want to here? This is rabbit. But we got to get over here. Right here. Come on, right here. Jeez. He bites. That dog he's difficult. Okay. So well, we got the concept, right? And this is a movie called Sideways. Does anybody heard of this movie? Now it's got all these awards on it, but you always got to be skeptical. Like, is it one of these movies that's bizarre? Nominated 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Comedy of the Year, winner of 2 Golden Globes, including Best Picture, Musical, or Comedy. So it's kind of not anybody. Sandra Oh is in it, Paul Giamatti, but Sandra Oh is probably the one you'd know, but it's not like a bunch of stars. What this is this guy, and they go on this trip through wine country in California. And it's really fun. It's just a fun kind of relaxing. Oh, law of self-defense. Oh, and I guess I can read your chat now. He's rumble ranting. Thank you, law of self-defense. And I hope you're feeling better. I hear you were feeling sick. He's been working me hard. Here's one of the reasons I've been so stressed out is my good friend Andrew Branca here is working me like a dog over in American law courses. Jackson. Up here. This one's a $10 rumble ring. Come here, Jackson. Come on. Come here. Okay. Special law of self-defense. Jackson treat. All right. So Sideways, good movie about a travel through wine country, and they go and they do a whole taste testing thing. It's just a fun midlife crisis, but it's a pretty good movie. All right. That's the first one. Like I said, these don't really good. Good to see you, Andrew, in my chat. I hope you're feeling better. Let's see. Here's another one. Ungerd Tuscan Sun. 2 thumbs up. This is sort of it's like a chick flick date movie. And it's very mellow, very laid back. But if you want to take a vacation to Tuscany in Italy, check this movie out. And it's a movie that, like, if you're a not an A personality, you're a B, like somebody like me, my idea of a good vacation is a cabin in the woods, right? Or a cabin in Tuscany. This is the kind of movie that's kind of like taking a little vacation to Italy. And it's a good chick flick movie that a guy might actually like if he's of that type personality. So I like this movie, and I think it's just a little vacation to Tuscany is what this movie is. And it kind of goes with, like, this is a little vacation through wine country. And this is another great movie. Holy cow. And this one I would recommend over almost any of these. And it's called The Way with Martin Sheen. It's got Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez. This movie it's a very Catholic movie, and this is a journey across the way, which is the Way of St. James, which is in northern Spain. This is an emotional movie, a very powerful movie, a meaningful movie. These are vacations. This is kind of a vacation. This is a pilgrimage. Again, you get to see the Way of St. James, and you get to experience it with these great characters. It's a wonderful, the Camino, right? Amazing movie. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, this is a wonderful movie. Highly recommended. Of all of these, if you haven't seen one, get this. This is a meaningful movie. So we have kind of, maybe this is getaway and escape to different places and different times. Like, you're sitting in your living room, but you're actually experiencing something of the world. And this movie, I think, kind of fits into this. Oh, Erie Day. He says, two of my brothers have walked it. Yeah. So what the way is it's you walk the way of St. James through northern Spain. You start, I think in the Pyrenees, and you walk. You can walk as much or as little as you want, but it's quite a journey. But the movie is set in that backdrop, but is a journey also of the person and the evolution. Family friendly. You can watch it with. In fact, I would recommend you watch it with your kids, because if it's a serious movie. There's some very strong drama and powerful emotion in it, but wholesome, no violence, no gratuitous sex or violence or anything like that. And this one is a journey into a goofy world, and it's called Blast from the Past. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie. This is another excellent movie. And you know who's in this, who is always great, is Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken, I love Christopher Walken. Who doesn't love Christopher Walken? And this movie, he is a star player, but there's also Alicia Silverstone and Brendan Fraser. Fiery Red Podcast. Hi, guys. I'm mailing that Petra drumstick. Yeah, Fiery Red Podcast. He and I are. When I was in my first band, we played a band called Petra. Played some songs by them, and he said he has a drumstick. I'm looking for it. So, Blast in the Past, good movie. Not a lot of sex or violence. It's a kind of a prepper movie. This guy, Christopher Walken, there he is. He's prepared for a nuclear war or whatever, right? And he thinks it happens, but it's a false alarm. But he locks himself and his family in this bunker, and then of course they wake up and they have to experience the world like many years later, coming out of this time warp. It's very entertaining, very good movie. Thank you, Mrs. Kate Griff. Yeah, stopping by saying, "I miss seeing you. Hope all is well." I'm getting better. I had a tough time. I've been coming out of it. Christopher Walken and Brendan Rumsold, right? Yeah, you can't argue with that. So I don't know these are kind of movies. Oh, David, good to see you live. That are kind of a journey, so you can sit in your comfy chair, but take a journey and travel. Good movies that you can do it with your family. All right. Let's see here. Now okay, this is a one-off, and I don't know. This one's funny. You just tell me what you think about this choice. Arthur. Has anybody seen Arthur? With Dudley Moore, Liza Minnelli, and Sir John Gielgud. Arthur is a billionaire playboy who is always drunk. And Dudley Moore plays an excellent drunk, if you know Dudley Moore. And this was a big hit when it came out. Liza Minnelli, very sweet, humorous comedy movie set in New York, and you can live in the rich towers. So I highly recommend Arthur, a funny movie and an entertaining movie, one that I don't think there's anything in it that's overly offensive, not a lot of sex or violence or language or adult stuff. It's not, I don't know if it's quite wholesome, because Arthur is a drunken billionaire playboy, but it's entertaining enough that you don't really feel bad. Really, Rocky says, they did a remake of Arthur with Russell Brand. I couldn't imagine. This Dudley Moore owns this. When you got a classic movie like this that's just perfectly done, why would you remake that? See, okay, Rabbit says it's a good one. Broken Baker, not so much. She doesn't like it. But this is Gosney's taste. You can do your own stream. All right, Arthur's worth a watch. Again, you can watch it. You don't have to worry about watching it with any company or anybody else. You can enjoy it or not. But these are movies when you put on, you don't need to worry that something's going to come on that you're like, oh, we shouldn't have picked that movie, right? Kaiser's here. Good to see you, Kaiser. Okay, now the next one. This is the next choice. The next choice is a set of 3 movies that are great comedies, that people forget about. And I don't know why people forget about this because these are some of the funniest comedy movies of all time. But usually when I say greatest comedy movies of all time, people think like Animal House, Caddyshack, right? And what do you think about when I say that? Um, so Eliza doesn't like Arthur. So Arthur's got mixed reviews from the chat. All right, so we'll say that. Slidey Pie, not a big fan when first saw it. So what is well, yeah, so Arthur's hilarious. So we got divided opinions on Arthur. You tell me. I love it. Dudley Moore is great. Ghostbusters. Okay, what do you think when I say greatest comedies of all time? Airplane, right? Steve Martin movies. Okay, good example, David. Naked Gun. See, this is what you see. Nobody's going to pick these, and these are some of the best comedy movies of all time that were ever made, and people have forgotten them. Why is this? I don't know. Any guess? Come on, guys, guess. I see that. I see you guys. I see you in chat. Come on, give me. What do you think? See who can get it. It used to be Woody Allen until I got creeped out. Yeah, I don't know. Woody Allen annoys. It's always annoying. Martin and Lewis. Yeah, but no. Good choices, but no. I feel well. This is why I do these movie recommendations. I'm always trying to give you recommendations and things that you'll like, right? No guesses. All right, here we go. I'll start with this one, Blazing Saddles, right? But that's not it because that's not wholesome. That would be one I would be afraid of. Shaun of the Dead, couldn't play that in front of a family, right? How about the Pink Panther movies? The Return of the Pink Panther. We got this one, we got this one, and we got this one. Oh, these are great. Oh, these are great, especially these two. These are some of my favorite movies of all time, and they make me crack up. I mean, Peter Sellers just dominates these movies, and of course, Blake Edwards is Blake Edwards movies. Henry Mancini does it. I love these movies. So I would watch all three of these in order. In fact, what order do they go into? I'm not sure. Pink. I think it Strikes Again. I think it goes Strikes Again and The Return of the Pink Panther. These two are number one, and then go with Revenge of the Pink Panther. So highly recommended. Not crazy, Slidey Pie. Don't like Peter Sellers. What do you think? Do people like the Peter Sellers movies? I think these things are so funny. Inspector Clouseau. He's a fumbling, bumbling French inspector, chief inspector. Go if you don't remember. I'm telling you, if you think I don't remember this movie, go watch this one. This one. Start with this one. Pink Panther Strikes Again. Oh, with what's this guy's name? He is so funny. All right, you got it. You get that. So I'm going to recommend those. Comedy. Again, you can put them on. They're funny, and you don't have to worry about it. All right, now we're going to go. Really going to work. So okay, I don't like it. Wholesome movie that you can watch in front of family, watch with the kids, and this is almost staple. This is almost like bread and butter. Grease. John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, Grease. I mean, look at John Travolta. Look at these two. Come on, just for the looks, the dancing, the music, the play, the story, the wholesomeness about high school in the 50s, the idealized 50s, not the real 50s. The greasers weren't like quite like that, but Sid Caesar's in it, Frankie Avalon, Stockard Channing, Grease, right? You could put this on anytime, any place, anywhere. Everybody likes Grease. Now, some people like it more than others. It's like this, but you don't need to worry. There's going to be some scene, some word, or something you have to explain that's outside anything, right? So, oh yes, Xanadu. I love Xanadu, but that one is a divisive movie. All right, I got chills. They're multiplying. right? Whoops, missed. Yeah, Grease, love it. Okay, yeah, the Groove Tube, Kentucky Fried Movie, the Groove Tube. I got it, but see, those are not family movies. This is what we're trying to do. Like, you can sit it, put it on the TV. Guests are over. You don't know what you're doing. Can't stand Grease. Very vulgar. Clifford, you see that. I guess there is a certain codger that will always think that there's something vulgar in everything. All right. Grease is the word. You know that song was actually done by the Bee Gees. All right, now last two odd choices. Well, this is one again. It's wonderful movie. You can watch with anybody. I don't think there's anything in here that's too despicable that you would be embarrassed to watch this with your family, your friends, or your mom or your dad with you. Okay, it's called Groundhog Day by Bill Murray. Groundhog Day, and such a great movie. And he gets stuck in a time loop, and he plays this over and over again. And like, how would you live your life? There's a moral to this movie too. How would you live with your life if you had to repeat it over and over again? And what would you do? And Bill Murray, if you like him, I love Bill Murray, love Groundhog Day. I'd recommend this. And who is it? Harold Ramey film. Andy McDowell does a really good job in this movie too. That's Andy McDowell over here. So last movie, and this is easy, low hanging fruit. Last movie recommendation from Ghazni. Put on any age range or whatever. It's the easy one. You guys know what it is. Come on. Guess in the chat. You don't. I mean, you're gonna get it. You didn't guess Peter Sellers is Pink Panther, did you? But you're gonna get my number one. Come on, just lay a couple on me. You know what's the one movie that's missing from this collection that's sitting right here in front of me here in my hot little hand? Any ideas? Never ending story. Fern Gully, nope, not Fern Gully, not Bowfinger, not Home Alone, nope. Strike. Superman, actually Superman. I should have picked Superman. That's a pretty good one. Rear Window, James Stewart. These are good. Let's hear what you Old Yeller. Yeah. Old Yeller and Bambi, right? Disney had a way of killing off the dogs and your pets and your animals. Superman, the first two Superman movies were good with Christopher Reeves. Indiana Jones, okay, yeah, but that's action. I don't know. Good. I thought about it. I thought about Indiana Jones, but that's so everybody knows Indiana Jones, and there's so many bad ones too. First and the third one are the best ones. Scarface, no, wrong. Come on, you know what movie's missing from this collection? Not Teletubbies. Come on now. All right, you're just gonna make me Billy Crystal. Actually, it's a really good. City Slickers is really good, but it's a little more mature, and I think little kids wouldn't get it quite as much. All right, but actually, Billy Crystal is in this one. It's called The Princess Bride. Princess Bride. Dirty Harry. Back to the Future. Sound of Music. All those are good choices. Gremlins. Yeah, Back to the Future and Sound of Music would be good. But come on, Princess Bride, so wonderful, so wonderful. And you know who steals it? Mandy Patinkin, Christopher Guest, and Andre the Giant, and Peter Falk. Broken Baker, you got to watch this, man. We ought to have a watch party, you and me. Yeah, love Princess Bride. Hey, how is the book, Olympic? As she says, this is interesting because says, I love Princess Bride, made me buy the book. I've considered buying the book for many, many moons. I always think about it. Should I buy this movie? This is a movie I can watch on like a continuous loop and always enjoy it. Husky says, 89 says, let my dad prepare and he's really enjoying it so far. Okay, thanks for all you do. We appreciate you. Well, thank you. I needed to get some, Jacob Castro, you know it. So, oh, and I guess that's another doggy treat, right? A doggy treat for Jackson from Husky 89. Ooh, see, we got to get a good. Oh, come on. All right, Jackson's loving you guys. We see. So that's my movie selection. What do you think, guys? See, look at there, all in DVD format. Summer Blu-ray. Um, that's my sit down and movie recommendations for fun for the whole family. There's some other good ones that I left out. I mean, you could include Back to the Future, Indiana Jones, uh, Sound of Music, right? But those are the ones. Yeah, Princess Bride, though, is mandatory. All right. Well, that's the show. I want. Let me show you now. I did promise to show you a couple. Thank you, Catherine. Great selections. I do what I can to help you out. If you haven't seen all these movies, go make a list. Take notes. When you're in a Gosney stream, you need to have your pen out. Write down the ones you haven't seen. Okay. Let's see. So I wanted to show you a couple of these layouts. All right. So now anybody that you've seen, we see what it was only 37 minutes in. So I'm going to show you what's going on with Brucey, the one-eyed wonder dog. It is available for pre-sale. For you guys that watch me regularly, you got to come on. There's a child in your life that needs this book, right? I mean, you're going to buy them a Christmas present. Why not get them something that is the best quality you could possibly give them with a value? You're not supporting Google. You're not supporting big business. You're not supporting Amazon. You're supporting little old me, packing these books up one by one just for you. But let me show you this. This is really spectacular. I'm so happy with the way it came out. Like I said, I did my best, and it will give you the best I can possibly get. Okay, share screen. So look at Brucey here. Here's the cover. See that? You see my cover there? Oops, wait a second. Hold on a second, I'm getting lost. You see my cover there? Okay, let's see. How do we flip the page here? That's Brucey's the cover. Then there's the spread. And it's the inside. There's Brucey. Meet Brucey. There he is. Look at how great that is. This is there he is. Brucey is the one-eyed wonder dog. Yes, he's missing one eye. But even though he does not have everything the other dogs have, Brucey found that he is valuable. He has found his mission in life, but it was not always this way. And this is Brucey's story. Oh, there's Brucey on the street. When he was young, Brucey lived alone on the street. Brucey's a dog, but inside he always felt like a human. The other dogs wanted Brucey to join their pack. Arf, 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 they barked. And Brucey ignored their taunts. Who are these creatures to bark at me? Brucey knew where he belonged with a human family, so he moved on. Young Frankenstein, that's a really good one too. Right, so this is streets were hard and lonely. I mean, this is how good is this? I'll leave that. Is this a good book for kids? So it's about redemption. Actually, shoot, I clicked it close too quick. I'll show you the back here. Oh man. Yeah, here we go. Getting a little better at this whole thing. So here's the back cover. Can you see that? Every dog has a story. Brucey found himself alone on the street. His eye hurt. Who would help? Brucey must find his way through darkness and fear. He wonders if his disability would make him unwanted. But through the love of family, he finds that though he is imperfect, he has a purpose. This is the story of Brucey, the one-eyed wonder dog. So if you see, there's also it's designed to be read to your child. The time you spend is some of the most precious time you have as a parent. Reading also instills a love of books. The book moves beyond a beginner's once. Oops, I got to correct that. See there, once. This should be once. One sentence's capacity to get your child comfortable reading paragraphs, right? The content reflects a Judeo-Christian lesson. The themes of the story are living with a disability, coping with the cards we are dealt, and finding our purpose and fulfillment. It is age appropriate for anyone, including you adults, but I would suggest it's best from 0 to 6. And there's also, let's see here. That's the end. So anyway, yay. So go out, come on, there's no excuse. If you're watching me, if you're a fan of me, you got to get Brucey, right? And I need to crack that. We're going to have our big pre-release party with Jeff on next Friday, but that's just going to be like where people get me to drink. Yeah, Young Frankenstein is great. I agree. I should have grabbed you. I almost did. It's over here. Young Frankenstein is over here. And that is the only thing. Okay, let's talk Young Frankenstein for the movies. The first scene where the coffin jumps open and there's a skeleton there holding the book, that's kind of scary for kids, right? The end scene, do you really want to have to explain that to a little kid, right? I'm just saying. There's a few off-color jokes and things like that, but I love Young Frankenstein, and we watched that as a little kid in the movies. All right, so I'm just saying. Harry Potter movies also very good, but all right. Nobody Bought Police Academy. Frankenstein. Yes, it's Frankenstein. All right. Well, anyway, that's the show for tonight. I'm not sure. I've got this Genesis music review show. The thing I will definitely be back on. Well, Saturday I might be on with Aussie Overlord. He invited me just to pop in on the stream. He's going to have a drinking stream or whatever, but I might show up on there. And then but Jeff and Legal Vices, not this Friday, but the following Friday, we're going to have a big bash, a big Brucey bash. There won't be any special deals. The main deal is if you get Brucey in the first run, I'm going to do all hardcovers. So that's the main thing. It's all hardcovers, all 100-pound gloss paper, highest quality printing I can possibly do. All of them will be signed and autographed. And so pre-order it now, and you'll definitely get it that way. So Brucey could be a Caldecott Medal winner in Newburgh. I don't even know what that is. You have to enlighten me. Send me a contact if there's something. I do. If you know of people that want to have a child in their life, then please do. It's only available for me. These books are only available from stevegosney.com. And people ask me, like, why is that? Well, you guys that pay attention to me, you guys that are here listening to this, either live or on replay, right? You guys are believers, right? You guys understand what I'm saying. You connect. You're listening because you get what I'm saying. I mean, when I'm saying there's so much garbage in the internet, and I've got some wholesome movies you can watch with the family, right? You get it, right? I mean, there's so much garbage out there, and I'm trying to add to the positive stuff. I'm trying to add. And we're trying to build something better, make the world a better place, not drag it down into the gutter, right? And I mean, I get it. We all have our, adult space too. We don't want to make the world a childlike place, but yet, if you're here, you've got a child in your life, you've got a family. Share this with them. It's a Christmas gift, right? It's a Christmas gift for the children and the parents in your life. If it's successful, I've got more in the works. If it's not successful, it might be my last book because the wife will put the kibosh on me. Anyways, so Jeff's stream, but that stream, there's no benefit. If you want to order it, go ahead, go to stevegosney.com. Oh, I know, because people say, well, why are you only selling it on stevegosney.com? Why don't you sell it on Amazon? If you do the math on it, I'm not selling millions of books. I mean, it's like In fact, it's like every time I put a book out, it's like I'm going to I'm gonna go bankrupt. I mean, it's barely break even, right? That's why I push these things because I don't want to lose money on books. My wife will not let me lose money on books. So it's allowed by you buying the book, it allows me to break even and make a little bit of money on top of that. If I had, for example, in order to sell, if I was to sell 100 Brucey books, to make the money I'd make on 100 Brucey books, if I sold it on Amazon, I would have to sell 1,600 books on Amazon to make the same amount of money as I sold 100 books on SteveGhazi.com. Now, I haven't sold 1,600 books of all my books put together, right? So in Amazon, nobody's going to buy this book on Amazon because of Amazon. It would just be you all who know me anyway, right? Going over to Amazon because it's convenient. Well, it's not only we pack these books up ourselves. I've got a whole pile. Look at here's a big pile of death penalty debates. Look, see, there's a bunch of death penalty debate books. Here's a big pile of summer friend books, right? So when you order these, I pack them. We ship them right here from Ormond Beach. And yes, Slidey Pie, you will get a hard $2 Rumble Rant. Do I get a hard copy because I pre-ordered? Yes. All the books that you pre-order, once I order that first run, everything's going to be hardback. After I do that first pre-order, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. What I might do, see, it gets confusing, have a mixture of books, but I might provide a soft cover version I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I want you, the reason I want it to be hardback and with the highest quality paper is because it's made for children. And the children, are hard on books. And so if you have a hardcover book, it's less likely to get torn. When you have strong paper, it's less likely to get torn and abused, right? So it's meant to be handled and played with and work with a little kid who's just learning to read, right? I want Brucey to show them. And it's for every kid because let's face it, it's not just disabilities. We're all imperfect. None of us are perfect. And boy, is that true. We all have our missing eye. Oh, and let me show you this one panel. I love this panel. This is one of my favorite. Let me see here. I love this panel. This one is the one that I just think is so cute. That kind of epitomizes this concept. Can you see that? Many of the dogs barked and jumped, trying to draw the attention of the family. Brucey could not compete with their energy. Brucey gazed down sadly. Maybe I'll get overlooked, as I'm not as strong and loud as the others, and I only have one eye. Who would want a one-eyed dog? Right? And that's a concept, right? I mean, that's like, aren't we all in that position? Don't we all face? Of course. But just then, one of the smaller people in the family pointed in his direction. Squeals of delight tickled his ears as cradling arms scooped Brucey up. Carried outside into the sun, Brucey felt gentle hands petting his fur. The people dropped him in front of the open car door, and Brucey jumped right in. Was he really going to be loved? He wagged his tail back and forth. Maybe his missing eye did not matter so much after all. Isn't that wonderful? See, that's like, because we all have love to give. Right? And I will say another thing. This is a true story, by the way. This story, although we're projecting onto my dog, Brucey. Brucey, the one-eyed wonder dog, is a real dog. He was our dog. He was my son's dog. And he had a missing eye, but it didn't make him any less perfect. In fact, when he went completely blind at the end of his life. And, it's like, at first we had a lot of anxiety as doggy parents. And we were like, oh my gosh, he's going blind, right? We had to figure it out. It wasn't obvious because he had the whole house laid out, right? But then we found out, he's still a great dog, and he didn't know any different. He's like, oh, the lights are out, But he was still full of love, and he still gave us everything we wanted. And that's the thing, you have a son with a disability or a daughter who's missing a tooth or something, or whatever the child feels is their imperfection. And they will have that imperfection. Whatever it is, they're going to focus on something. We all have that. But it doesn't detract from our purpose and the fact that we can all love and give back to our family. We make that child makes their parents' life meaningful, right? So anyway, I'm talking. I know you guys are going to go buy it, but please do. It is available now, stevegosby.com, and we'll have a big stream in Jeff. But it's going. I'm telling you, it's this close to going to the printer. As soon as I get the final files, I will be sending it off to the printer, and they're going to get, and then I'm going to have to order a specific number. So you guys need to get it done. All right, because if you want the pre-order, I guarantee it'll be signed and hardcover with the top quality printing, top quality everything for anybody who does that. And it's you got to buy your child a Christmas gift. Why not have it something like this? All right. God bless you all, and thank you for the Rumble rants. Thanks for the replay crew, because the replay crew gets a short shrift. More to come, and we'll see you soon. I will feeling a little better today. I was feeling really down for last few days, but I'm getting back. I wanted to come on and make sure you all were taken care of. All right. God bless. Good night.